As a landscape photographer, I'm guilty of going to those same places that I know of time and time again. So today I'm going to a place I've never been to before to see if I can get some different photographs. It's going to be a bit of a scouting day because of the weather, but you never know, I might find some compositions that I really like. Now I'm sure there's an old wives' tale that says that when sheep or cattle are sitting down that it's going to rain. There's lots of rain coming, so they seem to be right, and that old wives' tale seems to be right as well. Now it's such a shame that this has scaffolding around it because it's such an interesting building. It's a derelict part of the reservoir dam. I'm guessing that's where they would have had maybe the machinery in there for it or some of the workings in it, but it looks really interesting. Oh, wow. That's cool. Now, when you do come to a new location, it's all about having that inquisitive mind, looking for things that stand out, like shapes, colours, different trees, different paths, and anything that stands out. To me here, that zigzag on the opposite side of the dam, that really stands out. And with this bridge coming in, maybe there's a photo there. See, this is one side of the dam, that's the other side of the dam. So at one time, all of this would have been full of water. And you can see the tree line that runs along here. That was obviously the water line at one point. Now autumn, or fall, like you guys say across the pond, is well and truly on its way in the UK. You can see all of these trees, they're starting to go yellow and orange. So looking forward to having a few sessions in the woods. So I think I found a path. But I think I might have to go on the other side of this ditch. One of the other tips that I always say is when you're going out to new locations is to keep looking behind you and looking around you. I saw this pipe from the old reservoir system and it was kind of juxtaposed within nature all around it. It shows how nature's taking over this place once again. Now I just need to find a way through. Look at this. Wow, what a find. So in looking behind, look at that. Don't know if it'll make a shot, but we're gonna give it a go. I think it's a little bit too wide for the 28, so I am going to throw on a 15, go super wide. Down low. Imagine this scene where all those leaves are orange or red or yellow. I'm probably about a week and a half to 2 weeks too early, but that would look fantastic, bang in the middle of the autumn. Now, even though I'm not going to get any award-winning photos today, it's really exciting and I'm really enjoying it. And finding all of these different shots or different potential shots. Yeah, this is what photography is all about. I love it. It's awesome. Now I've just got to work out how to squeeze through that little gap up there. Wow. Ow. Made it through. Now sometimes you'll see things that might look interesting and look good to your eye, but then when you hold the camera up or when you get that photo home, it doesn't look as good. And it's all right. There's certain things that just don't photograph well. So the main thing is just to explore. And if you think there's a photograph there, take a shot, get it back home and have a look at it. And if it doesn't work, try and work out why it doesn't work. Now I like the bark on these trees. It's all really interesting. I'll show you this one here, but there's some over there as well. Like this bark, it's just really interesting. So you could kind of have a shot like that, half and half. Just looks interesting. Now you're probably wondering why I'm shooting at ISO 5000 and not shooting from a tripod. I left my tripod at home. I'm just coming on a bit of a scout. But there's so much texture and detail in that shot that I bet that it'll hide most of that noise. Whenever it's overcast like this, I always like to come into trees. I'd like to try and find places where there's lots of different trees. So it's not all fir trees or not all conifers or not all one type. If there's lots of different types, you're more than likely to find one that stands out a little bit. The other thing to do is to look up. Look at those trees and look at how the lens distorts them. Sometimes that can make a really good shot. So let's have a look around, see if we can find something interesting. The sun's coming out now as well, but maybe something there would look really cool. I'll take a shot and show you what I mean. Now, I was kind of shooting those blind, but hopefully one of those will come out. But it's all about that inquisitive mind. It's about looking around, looking up, looking down, looking behind you, just looking for things that really stand out. Now, I think I'm a little bit lost. I think these paths that I'm following are made by sheep and not by people. This, even though it's overexposed on this, could make an interesting shot with a super wide angle lens. It's a bit noisy, but again, like the shot I was taking earlier, there's a lot of detail and a lot of texture in that shot, which kind of hides that noise. But yeah, that might come out. It's a kind of a funky shot, super wide, super distorted. I kind of like doing that with these trees. The annoying thing, I think, is the bright part in the bottom left-hand corner. That might mess it up quite a bit because it kind of draws your eye to it. But then I think if I brighten the tree up quite a lot, it could work. It's always a bit of a hassle changing lenses, but it is worth it when you do get those wide angle shots. They are tricky to get, but you've got to persevere. You've got to really crack on and just keep using the lenses that you have. Oh, wow. Even from here, it looks quite cool. Look at that. Maybe if I go that way. I've well and truly got wet feet now. Crossing. Ooh. Oh no. That was a little bit boggy. And my feet are soaked. Yeah, that wasn't good. I think I'm going to follow this path, try and get to the upper dam, or what was the upper dam, then cut back across. I know there's a path over there. That light coming through is really interesting. Again, don't think it's a very good shot, but looks all right to me. Now I'm definitely getting to the upper dam, but I think there's a fence blocking it off, which will be a little bit annoying, but that's one of those things. I'll see if there's a way around it though. Now, when you are taking photographs in woodlands like this, it can be absolutely chaotic. And that's why a lot of woodland photographers shoot in fog. Whenever I'm shooting trees, I try and wait for that fog, because basically it just cuts away some of that chaos. If you look at this scene now, it is just chaotic. There is some kind of order to it, but you need the fog to really tidy up that shot. Although in saying that, I have just spotted a shot here where we've got these lines of trees and then one in the middle. So I'll see if that makes a shot. It may or may not make the shot, but we'll just try it. I struggle so much with woodland photography. If you struggle with woodland photography as well, let me know in the comments below. And let me know any tips that you've got in shooting in scenarios like this. Now, there are lots of little bits of signs of life, like balled up bits of fences, someone's had a fire there, a bit of a breeze block. Yeah. See, that shot that I just took would look so much better in the fog, would just stand out that much more. This tree looks really interesting, but it just blends into the background. Definitely going to come back to this location though. Basically, when you're coming out and exploring, just have that mindset of a child, where you're being inquisitive, you're trying to find things and trying to see the interest in everything. It might be a boring dead old tree, but you might be able to find a way to photograph that. Wow, this is pretty cool. So where the reservoir used to be, there's a tree line all the way around it. And then you've got the dam. Guessing there's going to be a hole in the middle as well. Definitely going to be taking a few photographs of this before I go home. Wow, this is insane. I wonder if I can get across. There's only one way to find out. Feels like we're in prison. Might take a photo here though, looks quite cool. Yeah. Big padlock. No way of getting to there. But could take a photograph like that though. Nice leading lines. There was some light on the dam. That might work. Maybe, where are we now? Maybe a sunrise or a sunset. But at the moment that light's quite flat. But this is more of a scouting mission anyway, so it's just one of those things. The question is, will I be able to get across? So annoying that you can't get up on this. I think there's going to be a really big dip in the middle, but depends how big the river is, how wet it. Oh, I might be able to get across. What do you reckon my chances of getting across this are? I may have made a bit of a mistake. I think I might be able to get across. Oh yeah, and don't try this at home and all that. All along here, this used to be the overflow. Water would come down there. But imagine that, water trickling all the way down there. That would look fantastic. Bit like in the Elan Valley, a smaller version of that. Now, I think I'm going to get wet feet because unless I climb up here, which I don't really want to, I'm climbing for ages, I'm going to have to walk along this bit, so that's going to be wet feet. Wow, I felt like an urban explorer today. It was really amazing to see this dam. And even though it's not full, it's just a bit of Victorian history. Now, I don't think I got any good shots today, but I did find a few locations that will be really good once those autumn colours really come through. So probably going to come back to this location. And that's the fantastic thing with exploring. You're going to find new and interesting places to photograph that are just unique to you. And that weather's really closing in now. So I'm gonna have to get a move on.